This is Misha Houston, and I'm here to do my review for the haves and the have nots. Tonight's episode is entitled A Broken Mirror, and I thought that it was a good episode. I enjoyed the confrontations throughout the episode, and I also enjoyed and appreciated hearing, some of the backstories from characters like Jim and David. I appreciated that. So thank you very much, Tyler, for including that in your episode, and I cannot wait to see the next episode coming in a few days. So, thank you very much. The first group of people we go to is Landon, Justin, Jeffrey, and Veronica. At the Artesian Hotel, Jeffrey and Landon have walked into Jeffrey's room to find Justin naked in Jeffrey's bed. Landon is completely turned on by this. He's drunk and he's ready for action. Jeffrey looks afraid for what may happen, and Justin looks like he's just ready for the attack. Landon comes in and recognizes Justin from the lobby of the Sarandon Hotel. Landon thought that he was a straight man, but realizes he was wrong. Justin is trying to get Landon out of the room, but he just won't go. Landon realizes he was wrong about Justin and realizes that he might be wrong about Wyatt as well. I really enjoy how Wyatt's name tends to meander his way into a group of gay men. I just really enjoy that. His name always seems to pop up when it comes to Jeffrey and Justin and now apparently Landon as well. Landon introduces himself to Justin, but Justin doesn't give his name. He's plainly upset. Jeffrey continues to usher Landon out of the room, but to no avail. Landon says Jeffrey has graduated and he's excited for him. Landon asks Justin if he's into three-way sex. And he asked him if he's into three ways, and with threesomes every part of your body is stimulated and it is absolutely amazing. Landon declares since they are all here together that they should all just jump into bed with each other. Landon says we are going to be amazing and we'll just do what we always do together. Jeffrey says, I never invited you up here for sex, but Landon doesn't care. Landon then lifts up the sheet and is pleased with what he sees and crawls into bed with Justin. Landon tells Justin, I don't want to know your name, but you'll remember mine. Once Landon is within striking distance, Justin leaps up on Landon and starts to choke him out. Jeffrey breaks them up and then sends Landon out of the room. After Landon is gone, Justin and Jeffrey get into an argument. Jeffrey asks, what is he doing there, uninvited? Justin says that he can't call like he used to since his mother is watching his every move. Jeffrey tells Justin to leave. Justin refuses to leave until he knows who that man was. Jeffrey says none of his business and that he owes him no explanation. Justin is desperately wanting to see Jeffrey, but Jeffrey is just not in the mood. Justin tells Jeffrey that he can't go around doing this to him, but Jeffrey says that you're only doing this to yourself. Justin admits that he's falling for Jeffrey and is shocked that he would have some other guy there with him. Justin says he is in love with him and knows that it sounds crazy, but he thinks about him all day and all night. Justin can't believe it and screams at Jeffrey can't believe it and screams at Justin, saying, I don't belong to you. Justin demands to know who Landon is, but Jeffrey challenges him, saying, "What are you going to do? Hit me again?" Justin assures Jeffrey that he won't attack him. Jeffrey again tells Justin to leave, but Justin pleads with him to let him stay. He says Justin needs help, and Jeffrey says Justin needs help, and Justin agrees with him. And he states that you are a therapist, maybe you could help me. But Jeffrey says no to that. Justin blames Jeffrey for his behavior, but Jeffrey reminds him that Justin was sucking off prisoners in the back seat of his squad car. Justin then grabs Jeffrey, but Jeffrey says it is true. Justin says that I never enjoyed it before, but Jeffrey says that you always enjoyed what you were doing, but you just couldn't admit it until now. Justin says that he is in love with Jeffrey, but Jeffrey says you barely know me. Jeffrey tells Justin to go get some help, and then he tries to leave. Then Justin grabs him, trying to keep him in the room with him. Justin says he won't give him a reason to leave by attacking him, but Jeffrey refuses to stay there with him. Justin lets Jeffrey go, and Jeffrey goes toward the door. Just then, Veronica barges into the hotel room with her cell phone, taking pictures of Justin, the room, and a condom on the dresser. Justin tries to hide up under the sheet, and Jeffrey forces her out of the room. I don't know why he just didn't grab the camera from her, but you know. In anger, Justin picks up a chair, throws it across the room, and breaks a mirror with it. Now, before I go on to the next section, I want to talk about this situation between, Justin and Jeffrey. Yeah, Justin and Jeffrey. It just reminds me too much of what happened in season one. Wyatt dangled himself in front of Jeffrey, not too different from the way Jeffrey dangled himself in front of Justin. Got him all excited, and then when um when Jeffrey fell in love with Wyatt, he just used it all against him. I mean, it kind of reminds me of that right now. Um, Justin is struggling, trying to get out of the closet. He's losing his temper. He's going crazy. Not too different from when Jeffrey was trying to get out of the closet. And I can just see the parallels between the two of them. He's what's his name? Justin has fallen in love with Jeffrey, just like Jeffrey fell in love with Wyatt. And I can just see the parallels running between those two storylines. And it just feels to me that this is Jeffrey's chance to be Wyatt. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my opinion on the subject. But who knows, right? The next group of people we go to is Jim, Oscar, Warlock, Erica, and the television reporter. At the Artesian, Jim is there with Oscar. Yeah, Jim is there with Oscar. Jim and Oscar are trying to find Warlock's numbers and trying to find Warlock, his numbers, and his location. His numbers have been changed, but Oscar manages to track down a working number. Jim wants Jim wants to talk to Warlock, but Oscar is afraid Jim will spook him. Eventually, Oscar agrees, but tells Jim that he has to keep Warlock on the phone for 12 minutes in order to trace his whereabouts. Then we switch over to Erica, as she calls Warlock. She tells him that Candace is in the Artesian Hotel, but admits not to knowing what her room number is. Erica wants to call the police on Candace, but Warlock wants Candace for himself. Erica says She won't tell her what room she's in, and she says that she senses things and has 9 lives like a cat. Warlock doesn't care about any of that and vows to kill her. Like if it was bad enough that you murdered her son. He's still going on this revenge trip, and it's just so stupid now. It's old and stupid and played out. He offers to help. Yeah, okay. Then Warlock gets a call from Jim. Jim offers to help Warlock get out of trouble by taking care of the warrants on him. Warlock asks what does he want in return, but it's pretty obvious that Jim just wants the photographs. Warlock says he's not doing a damn thing. Jim asked him about the code. We made a deal. What happened to our agreements? Warlock says that he's nothing but a thug and Jim is just a judge. Warlock says that there is no need for him to call anymore and hangs up the phone. Warlock tells one of his boys to throw the phone away. Oscar couldn't get the exact location, only a general area. Jim says if he doesn't find Warlock, all hell is going to break loose. Oscar says it's already has. Things have already jumped off. He shows Jim the news, and the television reporter says Jennifer Salison's body was dumped in front of their television station with the words crier victim on the plastic wrap. Oscar says that this news is everywhere. So, it's definitely going to be some trouble with Jennifer Salison and that body and what's going on there. The next group of people we go to is Anna, Jeffrey, and Wyatt, and also Oscar. Jeffrey stops by to check on Wyatt. He is sleeping right now, and Anna tells him he is doing very well. She admits to liking Wyatt very much and says that he's a nice guy. Jeffrey then admits to being in love with Wyatt, but informs her that Wyatt is not gay. Yeah, right. Jeffrey thanks Anna for helping him, and Jeffrey also says that he's going to call his mother with an update, and then he leaves. Anna then gets a call from Oscar, and he offers to raise her offer to $50,000. But Anna says that she is not for sale. And not to ever call him, never not to ever call her again. Then Wyatt wakes up, and then they start talking to each other. Wyatt mentions Jeffrey and that he's glad that he's gone. Wyatt, Wyatt doesn't want to see the worried and sympathetic look on his face. So he's glad that he left before he woke up. Wyatt tells Anna that Jeffrey is in love with him, but tells her that he is straight. She tells him that Jeffrey really does love him, but Wyatt thinks it is only because he wants to sleep with him. But Anna says that he truly does love you, Wyatt, and that his love is unconditional. The conversation then turns to the man she was talking to on the phone. He wants to know who it was, but she lies to him. Yeah, she lies to him and says it's no one, that it was just a telemarketer. Wyatt consents that she is lying, and then he asks for the truth. He then thinks that it must have been Dr. Jarvis and something was going on between the two of them. She denies that and says it's personal and it's not worth mentioning. Then they start to flirt, and then they watch a movie together. I think that Anna should have told Wyatt exactly what was going on. That some man approached her about his situation. I think Wyatt should have known that. I think she should have told him. The next group of people we go to is Erica, David, and Jim. Erica comes out of the bathroom wearing his shirt. David wants to know who she was talking to. She says that she lies and says she ordered room service. David is not hungry, at least not for food. David says that she looks sexy wearing his shirts, and then he thanks her for for dealing with the situation in the elevator. Erica thought it was fun and was amused by her melodramatic behavior. Then the phone rings and it is Jim. Jim wants to speak with David. He says that there's some kind of problem and that he wants to meet him in the lobby. David gets dressed, looking very handsome, I must say. And then he kisses Erica goodbye and then he leaves. The next group of people we go to is Mitch, Hannah, Catherine, and Veronica. Veronica is pulling into the parking lot of the police station. Mitch calls her asking for her to be Benny's lawyer. She says that she is representing him, that she's been there before, and that she's coming back to see him again. Then Mitch goes to see Hannah. She asks what's going on, but he has no answer for her. Then Catherine comes in, and Hannah asked Catherine about the lawyer, but Mitch said that he has already secured a lawyer for Benny. It's Veronica, and Hannah is completely against that. Veronica tries to pass herself off as Hannah's saving grace, but Hannah puts her on blast. Hannah refuses to accept Veronica as Benny's lawyer. Veronica says she is willing to then go home. Hannah says goodbye. Then Catherine says Veronica is the best of the lawyers that you can get right now, and it's better to go with the devil you know. Hannah says she doesn't want any devil around her or anyone that she's associated with. Catherine thinks Veronica is talking about her. Veronica then introduces Mitchell to the group. Veronica says she will leave if Hannah doesn't want her help, but Catherine tries to convince her otherwise. Veronica wants Hannah to ask nicely for her help, but Hannah refuses that. Veronica calls her ghetto, which Hannah kind of is, and then goes into the details of Benny's case. Hannah thinks Veronica is the cause of all this, but she denies any involvement. Veronica offers to let Hannah see Benny, but Hannah must ask nicely. She must grovel and get on her knees and worship her. And then Hannah just tells her to go to hell. Veronica starts to insult her and calls her Miss Tubman. Catherine calls her a bitch, outright to her face and then threatens her, but that doesn't work either. Then Mitch says that his family would very much appreciate it if Veronica would help Benny. Veronica agrees to that. She mocks Hannah again, and then she gets to work. Is Veronica the only lawyer in town? She can't be the only lawyer. There has to be another lawyer. There are shysters everywhere. The next group of people we go to is Benny, Agent Vince, and Agent Harris. Benny is still in the interrogation room when the agents walk in. Benny says he has nothing to do with any terrorists. They ask if he knows Mitch Malone. Apparently, the Malone family has ties to the terrorist group in the Middle East, which I don't truly believe. I don't believe that. I think that was just a ploy. Yeah, the agent says that they are tied to the Middle East group, some kind of Middle Eastern terrorist group, and he needs to be excluded from that. They want his DNA, but Benny refuses to give it. The agents say that you can either give it to us willingly or they can take it. And Benny stupidly agrees. They can't take his DNA like that, not without a warrant. The next group of people we go to is Jim, Oscar, and David. David comes over to Jim and Oscar and sees the news report. Jim says that Mama Rose did this because they let Warlock out of jail to shoot her grandson. Since Jim can't find Warlock, she's punishing him with Jennifer Salison's body. Oscar said that if he had Warlock, yeah, excuse me, Oscar said that they did have Warlock on the phone trying to trace his location, but Jim spooked him. Rose is very upset, and they both know how bad that is for her to be upset. It is especially bad that Warlock tried to kill her grandson and that he's a black man. Apparently, there was some kind of race war called Blood Red Tuesday. 14 innocent people were killed because a black man shot at one of Mama Rose's associates. Jim and David were on the bench at the time and they helped Rose get out of that situation. Jim wants to talk to Catherine, but Catherine refuses to answer his calls. So he wants David to call Catherine, and he agrees to do that. The last scene of the night, which really wasn't, too dramatic. It was very calm, but a very, informative scene. The scene belongs to Candace and Charles. Candace is trying to get her number and her phones back, but Charles tells her that they have the numbers are not in use and that her phones have been destroyed. Then he offers her a chance at a normal, at a new life. She must go with him to Washington D.C. and be one of, his regular women. They would put her up in a nice house. They would pay for her education so she can get her degree. Candace, goes one further and asks him, could you marry me and be your first lady? But he says that cannot happen. The best thing that she could do for herself is to take the deal that he offered. But since there was a murder, someone would have to take a fall, would have to take a fall for the death of Quincy Maxwell. And suggests that it must be Benny, her brother. And that is kind of where the story ends. But I have to say this. I don't think that Candace would ever go along with that. Benny is really the only, person that, loves her and that truly has her back, and I don't think she's gonna turn on him like that. I just don't think that she would ever do that to him. But we'll have to see next week. Thank you for watching my review. My MVP of the episode is Hannah. I really enjoyed watching her stand up to Veronica. And even and then, if anyone can stand up to Veronica, whether I like that character or not, I can give them a thumbs up. So for standing up to Veronica, Hannah has become my MVP. Come back next week for the next episode. The episode will be entitled Haunted by a Surname. And if you don't know what a surname is, it just means your last name. Haunted by your last name. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed my video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And come back next week for my next recap and review. Enjoy your life as I do, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so very much.